seem to have a few technical difficulties, but we have men and women working on it as we speak. Yes. There's a storm coming. Well, it's been and come actually. Coming and going. Just had a shower. Someone here's like a sheep.
He's actually Doris Day.
Hello. My wife says I look like Doris Day.
Yeah.
Aye. Be like that. Oh, she's laughing. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. I should take film of her getting, when she gets out the shower with her hair. Hmm?
Okay.
Okay, she says. Don't know if anyone's even out of bed this time in the Northern Hemisphere. Oh, my phone's gone all floppy
It's
because of the wind.
20 to 9.
Short hangout. Things to do, places to go. Well, bed. What did I see? I saw Cooper have a hangout today. G'day, Coops. Welcome back. Who else? Can't remember. We didn't do too much YouTubing today. Wife's got a good video up. You want to go to Mystic Angels channel. Mystic Angels. She has some slow-mo of a couple of birds. Really good. That's if you're culturally inclined, or if you just want to watch drama, don't even bother going there. Just keep watching the shit. I spend years doing this expertise photography, but no, go to a drama room if that's what you want to do. Go on, off you go.
And a bit of drama going on in your life doesn't hurt.
Drama.
Don't start. Don't start.
What's the bloody point? It's cold tonight, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're cool. Jimmer. Wind's blowing in from the northwest at 50 knots. I'm not sure who does all those knots. There's 50 of them. Gonna make some spare ribs and gravy beef tomorrow because I bought some containers to make up some more meals because they are yum, aren't they?
Yep.
Roast potato. Gonna get some pumpkin, carrots, peas, and this tender beef. Falls off the bone. Like winter, because it's the sort of food we eat. Gravy, onion gravy. Yum. So I'm not sure, like I say, if anyone's even awake yet. It's like Saturday night turned into Sunday morning. Might have had a few, you know?
Yeah, it's for Sunday morning.
Yeah. As we say, some of you might have hit the terps. You're feeling a little bit under the weather. But, even though the time is here, what is the time?
8:45.
8:45. Ooh. Yeah, it's been squally again. We've only got about another month of this, and then the rain goes bye-bye for another 6 months or more. Picked up a couple of mirrors for our bathroom. What else did we get? Got something else. I forget. We've got that many bits and pieces for the additions. But the mirrors are really big. They're about
Yes, but we have
4 foot by 3 foot wide
I want to see what they look like.
each. In other words, each one will go over one of the pedestal basins in the bathroom. We got something else. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, we did finalise the kitchen. The plans are finalised.
You're talking to yourself.
There's a few people hanging around. Probably, you know, homeless people, come across a stolen phone, picked it up, and there I am. But, yeah. So that came out pretty good price too, really, didn't it? We're considering on the back al fresco area not having timber, even though there's timber through the whole house. Thinking about having polished concrete or polished aggregate concrete. It'll have to match up to those bull noses we're putting around the edge though. So it'll be like the bull nose.
I thought you've changed your mind again.
No, we talked about this yesterday.
I thought it was going to be pavers of some sort.
You said the polished aggregate. You picked out the type. Memory.
I picked out the type for the kitchen bench.
I showed you the concrete aggregate and explained it to you. And you said, oh, I like that one. Don't want the dark one.
Oh, you show me again, I can't remember.
Memory.
Is it non-sleep?
Hello.
Oh, shut up.
Stick the same movie on every night. She goes, oh, this is good.
Shut up.
What's it about?
My memory's as good as yours.
Dear. Just whirl her out the back porch. There you go, dear. Well, who picked this? You did. Oh, did I? Yeah. So it won't be too long before digging, laying of concrete, timber. Lots of planning when you're doing. If you build a new house, there's less planning involved actually.
I think it's just as much.
No, there's more in when you renovate and add to a home. There's much more to it. Regulations, stipulations, blah, blah, blah. But we've punched all through the red tape now, so we're just about ready to go. I'll show you this bloody grass. I mean, it had rain for about 4 weeks on and off. Not a lot, a couple of heavier days. And all that was behind me for that a month ago was dirt, nothing. I don't know if you can see all that grass. Can you see all that? Let me turn the camera around so I can see what I'm looking at. That's about 3 feet high. Weeds and grass. A month ago, sand. G'day, Aussie. How you going, mate? You getting a bit of rain down your way? I'm sure you are. Getting gusty wind here. Blowing its arse off, as we say in Australia. Do you have a quiet Sunday? Didn't hit any terps? We didn't. Too old, see? Got plenty of terps here.
We bought beer and still haven't had them.
Yeah?
What, last 3 months we haven't had anything.
It's not too bad, is it? It must be about 12, 13 degrees.
Freezing.
Only when those bloody squalls come in, where we're sitting, we get flooded. But, yeah, no. It's been a pretty, I'll be honest, it's been a pretty mild winter. Hello, Jazz. Hope you're having a good day. Just woken up to bacon egg, some bacon egg toast. Yeah, poached egg. Yum. Coffee. Orange juice. Newspaper. That's the way to go. Every time I have a shower, Aussie, my hair turns like a sheep wool. But I haven't got any Assyrian DNA, obviously, because we have a landing strip there by now. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, so we had a pretty quiet day. We've got one of the grandkids tomorrow. We've got to do something tomorrow. Oh, I've got to phone up about that al fresco area. I'll get a couple of quotes from those guys that do the non-skid aggregate. You know what I mean? The colour you picked. Get a couple of quotes for that. I still want that bull nose around the edge. Yeah, it'll soon be getting to be warmer weather here, which is good. Aussies like warm weather, not keen on the cold weather. Jazz is down to earth. Amazed you fancy her, do you? Now, come on, mate. You're talking to a mate, you can let me know. She can't hear us. I don't get to know a lot of people on YouTube because I don't hang around as much as a lot of other people, but I have an impeccable memory. She is a bloke. That's all right. Go to the dark web, find some assistant. Just kidding. Down to earth is good. Most Aussies are down to earth. Most of them. Not all of them, most of them. Normally call a spade a spade. That's how we handle it. Don't mind ribbing each other. He's already onto it. Good luck with that one. Haven't seen Awesome Hooker for a couple of days. Maybe she's in the Caribbean aboard a cruise yacht. Just on deck. A neighbour came over the other day. We were at the front because it was pissing down out here. So we're sitting on a very small, if Aussie knows these old cottages, he knows what I'm talking about, little postage stamp front step. She drives in, winds a window down and said, "I bet you can't wait for a bigger deck."
I said you're imagining you're on a bigger deck.
And I thought, okay. Hello, Jamo. How you going, mate? I thought she said something else for a minute. Pretty sure there must be a festival coming up shortly. You know the one we went to last year with the women swimming in the big pool and dressed up as mermaids, and food festivals and stuff. G'day VMAC, how you doing? Not a bad night here. Aussie's confirmed it's not too bad down where he is. And the sky's clearing actually here. A few little fluffy white ones going by. And I can see a star. That or it's a fleet of invading alien craft. But like I say, I don't catch much of what happens on Saturday nights. Gets a bit hectic on YouTube. You know, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. Someone's into someone's throat. I tend to just drift off, uninterested. I haven't seen Mel for a couple of days too, have you? She caught up with you?
I just messaged next on Thursday, 1 o'clock lunch
Whereabouts?
at the
Place in Perth?
yeah.
Oh, righto. No, you don't have to hit the likes. Do what you like, but I mean, I rarely do that because I'm a lazy bugger. I always find it quite funny when people say you got to like, subscribe, and what's the other thing? Whatever it is.
Share.
Share. You don't have to do it here. Pull up a chair, grab a cold one, roll one, smoke them if you got them. That's it. Oh, Aussie, down at Bunnings. I'm sure you've seen them. I saw them years ago, but they've got two big pallets of them down there. They got the old logs with the hole drilled in and then the entry hole. You know, basically like a little fire. So like a little pit fire. Ideal. If you're going somewhere to grab a couple of them and light them up. And I believe they're just cooked down so you can make a little fire and fire up something on it, kettle, bit of food, snaggers. I don't like going camping and taking sausages and bread and butter with you. Bit of sauce, bit of dog's, what do they say? Dead horse, sausages, fire, couple of cold ones. Beautiful. I'm not sure if many people go camping anymore.
We make those.
VMAC does. We know VMAC's going camping.
Yeah.
She's that kind of girl. Yeah. If you go fishing and you catch no fish, but you brought down half a dozen sausages, it don't matter. You can sort of squeeze the sausages to make little fins on them, you know what I mean? Squeeze the back a little bit deeper. Sausage fish. Tastes magnificent. Hello, Vinny G. How you going, mate? Just talking about camping and how many people don't sort of do it anymore. G'day, Keeping. I don't do it as much these days either. So VMAX going next weekend. Yeah, good. 3 days. That won't hurt you. You will survive. I used to go away for about 10 days at a time with the boys and go fishing and diving and
I come home smelling.
come home smelling like a sort of roadkill.
Yes, you did.
But that's it's a boy thing. The idea of getting clean up there is we used to take some sea soap, jump in the water, start washing, and then you got a can, and then you throw the fucking soap away, keep drinking. Light the fire, catch a fish, egg and breadcrumb. Is this about Elbo's lovely teeth? He hasn't got any teeth, has he? No, I think you're wrong. He hasn't got any. Picked up Sunday night, so the weather better not turn.
What's,
So you're going out in the boat as well.
what's Vinny's weather like?
Vinny is in Victoria. It'll be
Yeah.
miserable. It'll be great in the morning where Vinny is. It'll be shitty by lunchtime. It'll be great again by about 2 o'clock where Vinny is, and then about 4 o'clock it'll snow. And then 6 o'clock there'll be a thunderstorm, and then it'll go quiet again. Melbourne's renowned for having,
4 seasons in one day.
yeah, I've been to Melbourne many times, and it's, no matter whether it's summer, winter, it can change at the drop of the hat, particularly that everything coming off Port Phillip Bay. That changes things fast. Did Elvis delete the stream last night? I don't know. Time to come and show some love to my favourite couple on YouTube. Thank you very much, Emma. Very, very kind of you. Money's in it, checks in the mail. Bottle of bunny, answer word, axe, kilo bacon. Oh, we've got bacon's good. Kilo sausages, sausages are definite. Box of matches, roll of funny paper. That's the game. Good for a weekend. Yep. Yeah, I've never been keen on Bundy. A mate of mine used to drink it all the time. I'm more
And what?
Bundy.
I like Bundaberg. Yum.
Bit sugary.
Is that what Vinny's having?
Yeah.
Vinny, I'll have one, thanks.
Well, no, he's talking about when he goes camping. That's what
Oh.
he takes, isn't he? I used to take, and Vinny would know what it is. I know you meant Dunny. Funny sounded better, Vinny. When I used to go camping a lot and fishing, I always take Stone's Green Ginger, and Ozzy would know what that is as well. That's good. I've got a bottle inside, actually. Stone's Green Ginger on a cold night when you're fishing. Brilliant. A mate of mine used to take this, Andrew, a mate of mine used to take a sherry called Autumn Bay. Awful. What's the next great thing to invest in? Short-term performance stock. Best thing to invest in, Kitty Cat, is make lots of money. Don't worry about investing, just make more of the stuff. There's no short-term investments that really pay that well. Not in this country anyway. I think the best rate you'll get for any sort of cash, 3% max. And when you start drifting off into a few of these shelf companies, they're a bit dodgy. So if you're in Australia, Kit and Cat, Vinny knows what I'm talking about, the best thing to invest in at the moment, real estate, because it's cheap. Are you allowed to invest in the States using an app? Kit and Cat, I never invest in third world countries.
Stop it.
Just kidding. It's funny as fuck though, really. I could buy, let's be honest, I could go to Detroit and buy what? 10 houses for about 100 grand. Hello, Danny G, my little Vegemite girl. Jarvis Walker, good equipment. Yeah, grow room. There's plenty of money to be made out of that. Let's not beat around the bush, as Chopper would say. Investment good? Good investment. Well, it'll become legal shortly, Aussie. All these little guys that grow like, 10, 12 plants. Aussie knows what I'm talking about. Make a few bucks, pretty good. All of a sudden it becomes legal. Not worth a bag. It's not worth anything. Mind you, you could probably make a few bucks selling a few seeds and growing instructions, Aussie, and how to, and there's probably something in that. Probably by January or February, I believe in our state we'll be looking at maybe legislation. Yeah, I know what you mean, Aussie. You make 5 to 10 grand a year just growing a few plants. Denver decriminalised magic mushrooms. We got a lot of shitty mushrooms here. We've around Nimbin in particular. The boys know what I'm talking about. That people eating funny mushrooms are right because they die. Orange tops, a little black top on it. Dead in about 30 minutes. There are some funny mushrooms, but I always find it interesting with drugs, in particular, because alcohol's a drug, let's be honest. When it comes to things that give you a bit of hit, alcohol's the biggest one. It's the most legal one. It's the most destructive one, by the way. Yeah, mushies are Aussies like someone coming up to you at a concert and saying, here, here's 3 blue pills, $30. You'll have a great time. As you wake up in the ER the next day, thinking it's the next day, but it's actually a month's gone by. And they say, what did you have? They say, capsulized Drano. You said, well, probably won't buy them again. Why kids buy shit at concerts not knowing what's in them? Crazy. That's why I prefer legal. Legalise all the drugs. Make them safe. There's probably about 5 types of mushies in Australia you can get a bit of a buzz out. But I prefer a nice glass, crushed ice, a bit of scotch, maybe a bit of Coke. I don't even have to go in the field and look for it, just the esky. Oh look, I mean, we talk about things that people used in recent history. Let's just go back to just before the middle of last century. One of the famous people in the world, as you know, Sir Winston Churchill, was known to take cocaine, LSD and a few other things. Mainly because he had to stay awake all the time, planning the destruction of Germany. But it was quite common, doss houses, you talk about opium. You're in the 5th Avenue bookstore, good whipping cream, tell me. You don't want to go there, Vinny. You'll definitely be butthurt if you go there. Just warning you. Bookstore.
A bookstore? What's wrong with a bookstore?
Well, this particular bookstore is sort of for back bottom boys. Paper trips, okay, but for how long? Yeah. I've had times when I've tried a little bit of the old Mary Janie Rana.
It makes me sick.
I prefer scotch, ice, Coke, Stones Green Ginger, nice port. I've got a Galway pipe port in there, Vinny. It's a nice port. Got to go. Have a good one, VMAX. See you in 3 days.
See ya.
Elbows Bottom Boy Bookstore. That's the one. Make sure you have a good time, VMAC. If you don't, make up a lie when you get back and tell us you did anyway. All right? Oh yeah, the Opium Wars went for hundreds of years, Vinny. Hundreds of years. Some of the biggest fights over items are quite strange. The Dutch in particular with different countries, and Belgium as well, and Portugal. The biggest wars that occurred over certain things that you wouldn't believe. Spices, nutmeg, sugar, cinnamon. Am I lying? No, I'm not. You know, whole tribes were wiped out by different European countries going there for the benefit of themselves, particularly to get things like spices. Quite crazy when you think about it. I mean, how many nutmeg wars do you think you can have? But opium wars were definitely on, and different reasons for the opium wars. But
Opium's my favourite perfume.
I think Drew was nervous you'd show up on panel. Kincat, I've known Drew for a long time. I knew before any of you buggers come along. I went on a couple of his hangouts a long time ago, and they were talking about solar power, 12 volt, 24 volt systems, and I was keen on that. But after a couple of times going there, he had a few Fruit Loops coming, and I said, I'm not for this. But Troy's not as bad as people makes out. He just doesn't choose a particular friend that well. So he gets labelled and castigated for that reason. I have nothing against Rory at all, other than the fact that he's befriended a large fucking bear. He just eats and shits, and not even in the woods. Yeah, I'm not worried about getting booted. Never bothers me. Generally speak my mind. I don't have any other channel, just this one. So if they see me say something they don't like, they know it's me. I don't see any point having another channel, to be honest.
We don't know how to do it anyway.
One shot, one kill. Well, I don't take the drama situation serious at all, because most of it's fabricated. Let's be brutally honest. You know, the things I see fabricated and then turned into so-called fact, it's just a lot of, let's be honest, because it is. You know, humour in MFD, if you like, Aussie, that's okay. Bit of mirth, bit of laughter, take the piss out of someone, I'm all for that. But not when it comes to the real life, calling people, calling their work, exposing their address, their full name, all that sort of thing. That makes you, in my eyes, a dickhead. Okay? A dickhead. Because it's not called for. Having fun and interacting with people and maybe occasionally learning something are the reasons why I come on here. And I also use YouTube as a storage for my other videos that you guys never see. I've got over 1,100 videos in the cloud of YouTube.
Yeah, but they're gone. It's YouTube.
I don't know what that means, Vinny. Oh, doxing. I thought you said fixing. No, that's the pits. You're low life in my eyes when that happened. I mean, real low. If I saw someone I knew that doxed someone, you'd never be on this channel. Yeah, trying to talk sense into someone who basically has issues in regards to like alcoholism, which is the worst one to deal with. You're trying to help someone with their behaviour. The first thing you've got to do is get them off the alcohol. No matter what you say in regards to behaviour, if someone's determined to continue the behaviour, there's no point talking to them because it's irrelevant. They're not listening. Like a certain fat sort of thing in a van. He's delusional to the extent he can hold your attention for about 3 seconds and then squirrel, bomber. Squirrel, ooh, squirrel's attacking me. This is a bad area for squirrels. Look at them, they're looking at me funny. That's a big squirrel up there. Damn squirrels. Delusion. No, what you see Kitten Cat and Elbow's vocabulary in particular is just repetitive vocabulary learnt from either a wrestling television show or what he's heard people say. He's like a mimic. You know when you get a magpie, well, we get magpies in Australia. We've got 2 that come here and talk, but they learned that from someone. They didn't wake up one day as a bird and go, oh shit, I can speak English, or even Australian. So he just repeats metaphor, quotes. He doesn't even know what a metaphor is. He sometimes says, I'm going to give you a metaphor. I had lunch. That's not a metaphor. But yeah, so he has this learned vocabulary which is very limited. I would say that if you actually got him a pen and paper, or maybe a pencil, because he hasn't got a license for a pen yet, but a pencil and paper and say, I want you to write out every known word that you know. I think we'd probably get a sheet full, maybe, and then there'd be about 8 repeats on the same sheet. But he's not very well. Observation alone can tell me that his visceral fat is causing him a great deal of angst. There's going to be a catalyst from that into some disorder shortly. Be it jaundice, first signs, kidney pain. Someone told me that he's been saying, oh, I've got back pain. No, that's more than likely the visceral fat around his organs.
Kidneys.
And he's having a partial failure of the use of filtering of the kidney, which also is connected to the liver, which when that happens, you're fucked, finished, kaput. Visceral fat. Yeah, gout's usually a different thing. Gout's a real weird thing because it's basically urine crystals. Yeah, they drift down from your urine thingy down to your feet, get caught in the joints. What are your thoughts of Rosie travelling with Elvis? I think those are basically irrelevant because they're not travelling. They sort of walk and look for homeless people or disadvantaged people or food. I'm not sure what you call that. I like to imagine them as basically Cheech and Chong. Hey man, I don't want to get out of the van. Why? My back hurts, my neck, my teeth. Can't we just drive for 20 miles and stick the camera on the front of my van so people can see a clear picture? Mind you, I better clean the... Oh, what's that on the screen? Shit. I must have done that last night.
They can do what they want.
But, yeah, but as far as the pair of them, I said it about a month ago, what's the difference between Rosie and Elvis? And at the time I said, one's got a sugar daddy. And I said that wouldn't last. A member of the RSC Bully, whose actual suspension from this channel ends at the end of the month. If you're listening, Bully, you've only got about another 10 days. I hope the therapy's gone well. But I did say to Bully that I nicknamed Norm the Undertaker for a very good reason, meaning that he would bury him, metaphorically, because no one started giving any money after that. And what happened after that is that people keep reminding him that he's got money. I mean, I keep saying 7K, 7K. It's probably more than that, but won't last him long. Money and his fool are soon parted, for sure. Yeah, they're not really thoughts, they're just observations. Boy, Network News, it's like, there's no future for any of these people. If you get a collective understanding of what's happened probably in the last year, let's talk about the so-called bobbing heads of Boyd. You know, this person, that person, this person. Most are finished. If you think about what I'm saying, most of them are irrelevant now. The has-beens gone. However, Boyd Network News, guaranteed, when you cut, 2 more buggers are going to appear. So your news business will never go out of business. And I suggest 2 things are going to happen shortly. And I didn't mean to do that to you. But 2 things are going to happen. One, there'll be even more go by the wayside, ones you know, become irrelevant. And then there'll be a revisit back to certain people. And I know who they are. You know one of them. You know the man with the cat in a van? Well, he will then be highlighted again, if you get my drift. Some of you go back to, but not all of you, go back to the G for T days. Who of you remember the G for T days? George Hemingway. Not that Hemingway. Hello, Ella. Ella's in the room.
Hello, I'm playing a game.
But it's like I say, it's the G for T days were a catalyst for a lot of copycats. But George was quite clever, to a certain extent. And if some of you do remember George G for T, he took on many different levels of e-begging and storytelling and I'm doing it hard, and what he was a benchmark for many who followed very quickly in a similar pattern. He wasn't the very first, but he was one of the more prominent, sticking out, you could see. Oh, so Ella Bella's flirting with Aussie Shooter now. Fine.
No.
Boot Aussie Shooter. Listen, get gone.
I can't. I'm playing my game. I'm not on there.
I'm kidding. I don't care. Run away with him, Ella. See if I give a damn.
You're not giving her enough knees.
Yeah, Vinny, the thing about him, his idea of being broke is when he looks in his wallet for the final time, there's only $1 in there. And then he'll say, I'm broke. He just rides the ridge all the time. Probably got a few $1,000 still sitting in the kitty. People are probably on the side still getting a little bit. But what a miserable existence. I mean, I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. He doesn't sleep at night time because he's in fear of either security guards, police, someone knocking on his van. So he doesn't sleep. And as Norm found out, the only time he does sleep is basically between about 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Then he gets up and eats. And eats. And eats some more. And he goes on YouTube and says, I've got no food. And it's probably true because he's ate most of it during the day. So he's probably not lying about that bit. The 4 or 5 kilo he ate during the day is gone. So his statement of, I've got no food. But the angry videos are coming shortly. My advice to him 2 or 3 years ago was to seek proper help because he needs it. No matter what you think of a person, for me, when they refuse to recognise issues, you can't help them. Hello, Jojo. I saw you driving around that cheap-ass Ferrari. Hey, you got window and door and yeah? What, you couldn't get the solid roof one? Oh, well, if that's what you got to get, mate, you got to get. El Cheapo. Just kidding. Digging and driving, but no. What are you digging for, Vinny? What the fuck? Just pay someone to dig. Drive, by all means.
Yeah, it's Vinny, you're not well. You're not disabled.
You're an old man, Vinny. Vinny, you're an old man. Put the shovel down. Get some young bloke to dig.
He's not old, he's just...
No, you shouldn't be doing it. No, don't dig. Are you digging it out with a little... Is that what you're saying? So you're not actually digging, you're excavating. That's okay. Mind you rattle around in a cage. This is a big enough one. If you get on the little ass ones, they're a pain in the ass. I used to use them. Trench diggers. Boom. Stone. Star picket. Vinny knows what I'm talking about. Pain in the ass. Yeah, 5.5 tonner. Depends what you're doing. The slab is going to jerk you around all over the place, Vinny. There's a thing called reinforced concrete. But I think collectively, I think we all agree the time for the fat man in the van is coming to an end, one way or another. I've always said there's only 2 places he can go. There are institutions. One will help him, one will incarcerate him. Can't see any other outcome at all. Just cannot see any reformation at all. Because when you're deluded to the point that you're pulled in screaming and shouting, you still don't recognise it. There are plenty of people I've seen in my life that have been deluded, and even when they hit rock bottom, and even when they get incarcerated or put in institutions, sometimes they just won't change. Oh, he'll be all right in prison. He'll eat well, but he'll be in a single cell. Used to call Section 10. Protection. Damn squirrels. In the cell next door, boss. They're everywhere. There are squirrels knocking on my door every night. Go away. There's no shawarma left in here. Section 10. Guaranteed. 1 hour exercise a day, which is not going to fucking happen. I used to have large prisoners that I'd go down in security and say, you're entitled to your 1 hour of exercise. And they lift their arm up and go, yep, I'm done. Can I have another 10 kilos of polony? Or bologna, as you Yanks call it. It's a sad, sad life. It's not one I would wish upon anyone. I've seen homeless people, and we do bits and pieces ourselves, me and the missus. But I've seen homeless people with nothing have more pride in even just getting up, shaking themselves down and saying, how you going, all right? You know what I mean? Just even homeless people, they can actually be quite nice. They're just normal people. You get people who want to be homeless, trust me. No matter what you do, you can say, I've got a room and no, not interested in it. then you've got the big issue of drugs. That's why I want to legalise all of them. A lot of homeless kids are on the street because of drugs, fights with the parents. But you're seeing all the so-called mighty fall as we speak. I can probably count about 6 of them that it will be basically gone, removed by their own means. Like I've always said, falling on your own sword may be an act of dignity, but it's also very painful. It will be shortly, Kit and Kat. I mean, officers, you know, police officers, if they pulled you over and say, what have you got there? You say, oh, half an ounce. All right, just piss off. They don't want to do the paperwork for that shit. It's the crime committed from drugs that they want to attend to. Aussie can tell you that. And there's plenty of people in jail that just shouldn't be there. Just need to slap them around the back of the head. Say, get out of here. Because they've got people in prison that shouldn't be in prison. Simple. When I was in the prison system, I would have let 60% of them out. Just kick them in the ass. Like most, you know, you all know about domestic violence and violence in general. Well, probably about 1/100th of it gets reported. Prisoners for criminals, not druggies. Well, in all the prisons in Australia, you can look at 70% of them being in there for some drug-related shit. No, I've always said that, Vinny. Legalise every known drug to man. Because it's not the drug, that's the criminal act. It's the consequences of taking it. That's it. It's like me and Vinny getting on the piss, and then we're fishing, and within an hour we go home, it's too cold, and we're both pissed. Vinny decides to drive, and I say, mate, this is probably not a good idea. Loss of licence, probably a couple of grand. No driving for 12 months. Big fight with the missus. You stupid bastard. So yeah, it's not the drug, be it alcohol or chemicals or Mary Jane, it's the criminal acts caused by it. Ferraris are for people with small pickers. Well, that might be true, or it could not be true, because Jojo apparently has got a video out there. He's got a foot-long hot dog, which is sort of, you know, it's a sort of phallic symbol type thing. Yep, right now, Vinny, is the time to get into real estate. Even if you just buy land. Land's the secret. There's no degradation of property when there's nothing on it.
In the right area.
Yeah, there's certain places I wouldn't buy. Like Wiluna, Meekatharra. Not because of the Aboriginal population, because it's, you know, 110 degrees every day. Not a good speculative price. 10 units. Yeah, you're talking about it the other time. You get, the banks are pretty slippy with their money now, Vinny. You could probably get away with only putting about 5 or 10% in of your own money. If you're clever. I saw an ad on telly tonight where it was no deposit, and the actual company lending you the money will give you $1,000. This sounds just like putting people underwater immediately. So I can get a home loan, you'll give me $1,000. No. Hey, if you don't borrow, that's the best way. All right, Danny G, have a good one. Don't forget to make that Vegemite video. I want to see you squirm, and don't force it upon your husband.
He likes it.
Yeah, but I want to see Danny have it. Watch, have fun, and I have health. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I've never heard you see smoke or drink large copious amounts of alcohol. But you do have insurance for vehicles. And trading in vehicles can be very profitable, particularly if you've got a market before you buy it. Wink, wink, Jojo. You know what I mean. You seek down the vehicle that somebody already wants. It's a good of money. I sat in an office. I think I told this story once before. I bought a franchise off a guy who ended up then going into making ice for the fishermen. And he made big money. But his biggest money, I was sitting in his office, we're having a beer. He took a phone call and he said, hang on a second. And he bought a container load of prawns in Queensland and had a buyer in South Australia. And all he did was saying, how much do you want for it? And they went, brr. He said, okay. Put the phone down. The person that wanted him paid him. They made 20 grand without getting out of his leather chair in a 10-minute phone call. See what I mean? There's money to be made everywhere if you know where and what people want. The old supply and demand. I sat there stunned and he said, your buy? I said, there's no way it's my buy. You just made 20 grand, you prick. Yeah, all right, he says. Yeah, a lot of speculation in regards to not spending any of your money based on the fact that there is a demand for something. And if you can supply that, it all gets signed off, and then you get paid, and then you pay the purchaser for what you got, and you keep the difference. Yeah, you got to pay tax. Yeah, that's how it's got to be, Jojo. There's no way you want to sit on $200,000 or $300,000 worth of vehicle for a few years, speculating that someone will buy it. But if you already know somebody wants one, it's not easy money because you've got to be the smarts. You've got to be smart about where, what's the kilometres, miles on it, what's the vehicle like. Obviously get it checked out before you buy it. I'm sure you do, Jojo. I'm sure all the boxes are ticked before you even hand over $1. Kitten Cat says, I thought sex robots would be the next big thing, but I since changed my mind. Why? Did you buy one, Kitten Cat? There's nobody here. Tell me, what went wrong? Did it look at you funny? Or did the battery box seize? I'd be happy to do that every day, Jojo. And in your business, you would have tied up already transportation. I think VR will beat sex robots on a cost basis. Well, YouTube's virtual reality, KitKat. And you can't get a better cost than free. Sex robots. There's definitely a need for them. There's plenty of ugly people out there who need love. If it has to come in the form of a Maytel robot, so be it. They had a sex robot brothel in Toronto and it was closed down. Maybe one of them with the red eye turned against the people. I'd be back. Look, I mean, I've always believed there's a need for prostitutes in any form because
yeah, that should be legalised.
It's good when a really ugly man like me, I'm just using me as an example, can't get laid. So you go and get a prostitute so you don't attack a woman, if you know what I mean.
It's not just the ugly.
Are you telling me that I'm ugly now?
No.
You're hearing it. You can record it.
It's not just the ugly. There's no other way to say it. It's also disabled or
Yep.
handicapped.
It's true. There are people who are actually paid to help little Johnny jump on little Sally, because both Johnny and Sally are thalidomide victims and they've got no arms and legs. So somebody will help them put Johnny in Sally and then leave the room.
What a subject.
But it's true. And why shouldn't they have some fun? Just because you've got no arms and legs. Still got a wazoo and a whizzy. Fun can be had, but they need a little bit of help getting in. And I know a lot of you are saying, that's not true. It is true. Actually, there's VR used in medicine now, KitKat. Remote VR to help people with certain symptoms and in actual operations. In fact, a lot of operations are semi-robotic now.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It's like when Tucker went in for his sex change. I mean, most of that was done by robotics. Yeah, I know he tells you about replacement heart, but you heard it here. But yeah, quite amazing what can be done. Look, a lot of us would not be alive. I had an operation a few years ago, and if I was back 100 years, I'd be dead.
Oh, there's a fight in the
Even people with appendicitis 100 years ago would die. So we have modern medicine that keeps people alive. We've got some people about a kilometre away yelling, "I bought the last drink, you bastard." The Da Vinci. All right, Danny, you just had Vegemite on toast, didn't you? You felt guilty. What I said. So you just sat there and now this is the look on your face now. I don't know how VR would help mental disorders because it's like a step program. It takes people many steps to get to their disorder and takes double the amount to get off the disorder. In other words, a lot more time. Some people's disorder come back from childhood. Hello, Shauna. A lot of it's related to relationships. You can see some of the people on board who are bitter about a past partner and get very angry with everyone else. It's not everyone else's fault, of course. Well, that is the secret. The only person that actually ever fixes a delusion or mental health issue is usually yourself. But you need to be given the tools to get there, or help you get to that ledge. And one of the biggest things, if you've ever been in any type of therapy, is you hear like step-offs, they're called. Like, when someone gets continually angry and aggressive, well, if they can learn to go away or disappear from that sort of area, then they can step off. Hello, is Melton here? I love Melton, John, so much. Please tell him I miss him.
Is it the real one? I'm not on there. So
I don't know if that's the real hooker.
ask someone to check for you,
No, I don't know.
because I'm not on there.
Message deleted by Awesome Hooker.
Hey, Awesome.
Awesome Hooker was timed out by Awesome Hooker.
I'm not talking.
Awesome Hooker was hidden by Awesome Hooker.
What?
Because there was a different hooker in here, see.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Really?
Yes. Awesome has just jumped on him like a lion in a pride park over a large slab of meat.
You've got to give Awesome credit. She's good and quick.
So the fake hooker, the real hooker got the fake hooker. See, I don't even follow any of this.
Well, no, the fake hooker. Well, if the fake hooker came in, they wouldn't have had a wrench. Did you not see that?
Hello, Dory. Actually, I don't see anyone with a wrench.
What?
I don't know.
And then I'll go in and check. I'm just putting
No idea.
millions here.
Tell you what I will do is I'll grab. Where is?
Make sure it's the right Awesome. If there's
Grab Dory.
actually, someone else said that people's wrenches were going.
Did they?
Yeah.
All right, I've just made Dory. Oh, Awesome just said she's here. I just made Dory a moderator too, just to control
Has
the
Awesome
masses.
got a wrench?
Yeah, she's just doing a drive-by.
Oh. So was there a fake Awesome in there?
I think so. Not sure. I mean, the humour is humour, but I mean, if you've got something to say it under your real, your real personality, not a hidden one, because it has no impact otherwise. Makes you very impotent,
So it's
I
Awesome
believe.
going again.
She's just popping in and popping out.
I may be doing.
Check your messages, Mrs. Seeds.
Okay, doing it now. See, I do what I'm told with Awesome.
Awesome's the boss.
Yes.
But there's lots of funny people. I mean, I don't know this Melton character, but he was in a room the other day and he was basically having a crack at women and then rattling a bell saying, look at me, look at me. And that doesn't annoy me, but I like to highlight the fact that I know what he's doing. He's probably a nice kid, just probably very lonely. I saw one bit of a video and all he does is walk around a room over and over again. And the only other people I ever see walk around over and over again in a room
Wow.
were inmates. Awesome's off. Have a good day.
Oh,
Goodbye.
have a good day, Awesome.
It's like, I don't mind people making money on YouTube at all, but usually through their efforts, not by asking for it or alluding to it. Like, I've got a PayPal if you want it, you don't have to. But I've got a PayPal over here, you don't have to. But Steam it, you can, if you want it, you don't have to. Oh, Super Chat, you don't have to. Alluding to the fact that they want money, but saying they don't want to force the issue. Have a good one, Jojo. Bye-bye. Yeah, I pick up that, Sean. There's a lot of sadness there for sure. Some underlying issue. But just live and let live is what I try and do. Yeah, I'll have a crack at someone if I find them obnoxious, but I won't go on for weeks about it. You won't hear me on panels creating drama about it. I normally tell you there and then. I don't, like I say, I don't mind people making money on YouTube, but for their efforts and their content, absolutely. Not because they stick their hand out. Even if it's over here, you can't quite see it, or it's a little bit over here. Can't really see it, can't see it, can't... Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's alluding to asking for money. Indirectly. Like, you know, I could do with a new Ferrari. Blue one, Jojo. Not that I can't afford it, but I've got room in the car space over for one, if I got it. I'm alluding to it, aren't I? You know what I mean? But the seems it's prevalent everywhere now. Everybody wants to make the give me money donation box videos. And it's like the way I see it, and it will have its consequence. You know, if you went to a state fair and there's this over there and there's that over there, and all of a sudden there are 18 lemonade stalls. 18 sets of little kids trying to sell lemonade. So what, you buy one of this and the kid goes over there, oh fine, don't buy one off me. Oh shit. It's like people asking for money on YouTube. There are thousands of them now. Like having too many lemonade stalls at a fair. People eventually just walk past the lemonade stand. And I'm seeing it, I don't know whether you guys are seeing it, but I'm noticing those people that even though just allude to maybe if you want to give me some money, or to those ones directly asking for you to give them money, they're not getting it. Lemonade stands, too many of them. It's coming to an end, that side of things, I think. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it, Kit and Kat, but you get my point. Donations have reached a point that it's not a donation anymore, it's a demand. Big difference. Even those people that used to say, let's all club in together and help this lady because her dog's got a problem with his left ear and he walks a bit funny. We need to raise 10 grand. This dog maybe get a prosthesis. Oh look, he walks okay. Really? So I think the excuses are getting a little bit weird. I need a new hubcap. 10 grand should cover it. Nah, you don't believe that, do you? Oh, make it 8. So I think most of you will see it even get even tighter in the near future because people have had enough. Genuinely helping somebody usually is done in your local area. That's how you genuinely. Yeah, they've already been done. Cat donations, dog donations. It's like, seriously, if you just pop out, go down the street, we've got several places where homeless people go to get food, and we drop food off to those places. clothes, bits and pieces, blankets. That's how you help people in your own area. Not someone who's 12,000 miles away from you, who says the dog's got a bit of a sore left ear and walks a bit funny. No, there are plenty of people in your local area that could do with a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit of a hand up. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like that. A lot of people do donate to causes that, like, you know, the little brown bears, whatever they're called, you know, the ones that I used to do a lot of state fairs myself, and we'd always have this stand where these bears were being killed for an organ or something, you know what I mean? So there'd be all those people, and we'd get donations. You go to any supermarket, there's a group of people saying, can I just have a couple minutes of your time? We're saving whales from skateboards, and what we need to do is make sure that the skateboards are big enough. So if you can donate $30 a month for the rest of your life, at least one whale will get a skateboard big enough so it doesn't hurt itself. You know what I'm talking about. They're everywhere. I know in the UK, you walk down the high street, you basically have about 10 of them. Best thing you can do about helping out a stray cat is to make it a stray cat no more. Feed it. If you haven't got any cat, of course. If you've got 300 cats, don't get it. We've got some great institutions here with animals, haven't we?
Yeah.
They really try and make sure that they don't get euthanised by finding homes. They desex them, they'll give them their shots, register them. Yeah, you end up paying a couple $100. But it means that that cat or dog gets to live again. Might be an older dog, older cat. A lot of people don't like the idea of getting a dog that's 5 or 6 year old, but perfectly good dog. Maybe its owner died. Anyway, my phone is about to die.
You're choking.
Down the wrong hole. I'm about to die. My phone is about to die.
No, I haven't got you insured.
How do you save lives?
Let me get you a drink of water.
No, I'll be good. I'll turn this off because my phone's going to die. Try and save those close to you. That's the best way. 5% left on my phone.
Oh,
I have to go.
the charge is not even
Nice
gonna
catching
help
up with
that
you all.
now.
Have a great day.
Kissed everybody, love yous all. Who's still there?
I like you, all right? Don't push it.
I love yous.
See you later.